Hi guys, this is Rachel Fortune, the Psychic Socialite, based in the Washington, D.C. area. I'm sitting here in Tacoma Park, Maryland right now on my bench, like the oracle that I am, young oracle, hashtag young oracle. Anyway, wanted to share some info with you today that I think that every socialite should know about being psychic. It's called 7 Psychic Secrets That Every Socialite Should Know. So, number one, the first thing I really think that people get twisted about being psychic or having gifts is that spirit can only get to you in certain kind of places, like a church or in nature. You got to go to like Sedona, Arizona, or something, and like have some kind of spiritual awakening in order to like really fully experience it. But that's not necessarily true. Anything can happen to you to access spirit anywhere. So number one is spirit is everywhere. Spirit is at the bar at happy hour with you. Spirit's in the bathroom. And when I say spirit, I mean the source of our divine inspiration, the source of our energy, where we actually stem from, you know. And so if a piece of the creator of the divine, if we have a divine spark within us, clearly that spark's going to be with us as long as we have the breath of life in us. So don't think that because you like to after work go and have drinks with your coworkers that you can't access your spirit because spirit is going to be there. So number two is about alcohol. Since we're talking about being a socialite and hanging out and going out on the town. I'm back in DC finally. This is where I'm from, and there are a lot of opportunities to have a lot of fun here, and a lot of them require alcohol or being in an environment where alcohol is very alcohol friendly. So I'm also a bartender part time, so I know a little bit about alcohol. And alcohol has been used for centuries to invoke spiritual presences. And I think that that's a big reason why people like to drink. People like to drink because it allows for you to free up your physical body so much and actually tap into your divine love and your divine light that everyone has. It's also known as happiness. So a lot of times it'll get you happy. Now, if you are in a really dark place already and you get to drinking and you think that you're going to rise up, that's not probably going to be the case. You'll probably end up fighting, jumping on somebody, throwing your phone. Now, I don't personally know anything about anything like that. So, yeah, we all make mistakes. You only live once. Or do you? I digress. Alcohol has been used for many centuries to bring the divine presence to the space that some type of divination is happening, some type of, spiritual exercise is happening when we go to rituals or holiday services. You see that you will probably drink some type of wine. In some traditions, they'll pour out the liquor in honor of a deity. A lot of cultures use alcohol in their medicine. So, the Chinese in particular. So, I really think that it's about a mindset and utilizing every tool that you have to access whatever gifts you feel like you need to have at the time. I know for me personally, when I have had something to drink, I find that my spirit squad will protect me a lot, especially around 3 o'clock in the morning. If I am not in my house at 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm somewhere, I might get into some kind of confrontation if somebody tries to touch me, because I have just like developed this psychic self-defense where it will physically not allow for somebody to mess with me. But that's me. I've done a lot of practice, but you can too. On to number three. When the vibe is right, you know it. Yeah. When the vibe is right, you know it. You ever walk into a room and everything, time just stops, and you can just like smell the essence of the room. You can like see all of the colors like just jump out at you. The music's at like the perfect decibel level where you can really feel it. You start smelling wonderful things all over the place, and then I don't know, everything you touch just kind of feels good under your fingers. That is actually something that is based in our spiritual sense of knowingness. Our spirit has so many tools that we use on every level, and we aren't even aware of it. That when you walk into a turn up, you can usually tell if you're going to be there or not. You can tell if you're going to stay a long time or not. You can tell if you might meet someone interesting or not. You can tell if you're going to have fun or not, if you really trust your knowing. And when I say your knowing, I'm talking about your intuition. Trust your gut. Like, something might smell fishy, literally, if you're not supposed to be there too long. Like, trust that. That is another level of our spiritual awareness. And socialites need to be real comfortable and familiar with that, because you can really hurt yourself out here if you're not responsible for your spirit. So, having said that, number 4, when your vibe is right, others will know it. If you have a stank attitude, it's probably because you're not really supposed to be there. The vibe is not really for you. But you will also penetrate that atmosphere, and people will really know that you're not supposed to be there with them. Everyone else will be having fun but you. Everyone will be having fun but you. And it's just like really like nothing you could do about it except to leave. On the other hand, you walk in a room and you radiate and shine because you've already come in there glowing and like just like super like into you being like the star of your show and the love of your own life, and like you just living your life like it's golden before you even walk in a room. When you come in, more than likely you're gonna smell better than anybody in the room to people. You're gonna like look like amazing. Somebody's gonna find something on you that is just like, ooh, let me compliment you on your hair. I love that shirt. Oh, and like it is not even going to be in a sexual way or anything like that. It will just be on some regular, general, like, you're the bomb type shit. Like, and it happens all the time. Sometimes we think it's just purely carnal, but it's not. It is based in your spirit. Your spirit is all jacked up and messed up. You're going to walk everywhere and everything's going to be bad. Okay, so level up your own vibe and you'll be able to have a good time. 5, the color you wear enhances your spiritual experience. So right now, like, I'm wearing these earth tones, I'm sitting in nature, and I'm having a really amazing experience sitting here. I've been here for about an hour and a half trying to figure out how to use technology to bring my message to the world. And I feel like I am really present and grounded and coming from a space that is firmly balanced between heaven and earth. That now I'm pretty aware of the power of nature. I'm pretty aware and familiar with what can happen when you tune in to nature. So I'm wearing this army green, for one, to camouflage myself into nature, but 2, also to kind of counterbalance any energies that might be coming around that I might want to mask myself from. So if you go into a room and you're wearing yellow, bright yellow, like, you're going to reflect the sun. You think about it. You're going to, you might invoke the goddess, Oshun. Like, you might actually like make people want to eat something yellow, like some cheese or something. It might be like, you want a beer? Like, I mean, because it's the color. The color is going to enhance. If you're wearing red, like I'm wearing this red lips, it's going to remind you of, and it's going to bring about, those those first and second level chakras, you know, the root and the sacral chakra energy, where sexuality and strength are what I'm going to bring to you. So I wear red lipstick because out of my mouth is my strength. You know, it's a good balance for me to bring that energy upward and out through my throat chakra to you, because it helps to balance all of my energy. I'm not going to get too into that right now. That's going to be for another video, or a whole nother, a lot of stuff is going to be about chakras that I'll talk about. But right now, let's go to number 6 because we're almost done. Being a psychic has no limits. Being a psychic has no limits. You don't have to be a specific religion. You are born with your gifts. You just have to recognize them, discover them, go through your own, your own rebirth, your own, carnal death. You have to go through your own awakenings. You have to go through your own life path to get to those places where you level up your psychic abilities to a point where you have self-mastery. This happens for everyone if you allow it to happen. If you find that when the student is ready, the teacher will come. And so for me, I have a limitless potential with my psychic abilities, and I trust that. And I know what I'm into and what I'm not. Certain things I'm not necessarily into. I'm not somebody that enjoys mediumship in regards to speaking to someone's deceased loved ones. That's not something that I've really enjoyed doing. It actually, for me, is a little annoying because once it starts, it's hard to stop it. It's like a running faucet. And then suddenly, like, everybody's auntie and them want me to say something to them for them. And it's kind of annoying because I have my own life. And I don't mean to be a spiritual snob, but seriously, you got to really have psychic self-defense when you have these gifts. Because just like in our physical world, our spiritual world is just as aggressive and assertive. And there are people there. It's a whole nother level of, like, life, that we just can't necessarily see with our physical naked eyes, but you see it, and it's there. So just don't be afraid, of your gifts. And there's really just no limitations. So number 7 is our final seventh secret that every socialite should know. Learning how to use your psychic gifts is a worthwhile process. It might seem stupid to you that someone is actually putting that much energy into something that is not necessarily going to pay their bills, because you can't directly see the money, but in reality it can pay your bills. You can have a whole life of abundance. You tap into your psychic gifts. I'm telling you, I have done a lot of stuff, a lot of traveling, a lot of work with 0 pennies in my pocket, because I knew that that money was energy, and I knew that my gifts will make room for me. So having said that, I have to teach you all how to use these gifts, because a lot of y'all are out here just getting fucked up, in the club and getting drunk and becoming alcoholics and becoming, abusers of marijuana and coke and all that kind of stuff, because you're not tapping into who you really are inside. You're not allowing for your light to truly shine. You're not allowing for yourself to free yourself up from your physical shackles and awaken your higher consciousness and speak and live from a higher level. I had to learn this a really hard way. It took me a really long time to learn it. And now that I am learning it, I am dedicated to sharing this information. So if you are interested in talking to me some more, you could contact me. Email me at rachelfortune90@gmail.com. And that's RACHELFORTUNE90@gmail.com. I have links to my website where you can book time with me. I offer distance Reiki. That is a healing modality that I am a practitioner of, that helps with pre-op, post-op, emotional ailments, self-discovery, chakra balancing, all that good stuff. It's a 45-minute session for $44. And like I said, it is remote. It's online. I do distance Reiki for that. And I also offer my intuitive counseling services And that takes about 2 hours normally for your first session, because what I do is I get your information, a bunch of information about you and the time that you were born. And I share that information with you that is related to your life purpose, your life path, where you're at right now. I also tap into spirit and speak to you from the astral plane. That's why I call myself Rachel 4D Fortune, because a lot of this is just being channeled through me from my higher self. And it's just time to operate in my gifts fully. So having said that, if you're interested in having a session with me, let her rip. I'm doing some giveaways right now. This is my grand opening, and I'm excited. I've been doing this for free for many years, and now I'm finally bringing it to the forefront and allowing for people to access me on a professional level. So if you'd like to work with me, I am open. I'm also looking for people to work in a beta testing group for a longer 10-week course that I'm creating. If you feel like you have psychic and spiritual gifts that you just need to learn how to use with a group of people, some one-on-one coaching, but also with a group of people, I'm doing that at a reduced rate to be decided. I'm just looking for people who are interested in working with me from all walks of life. And so, yeah, that's about it. Thanks for paying attention to this message. It has been brought to you by Spirit. And right now, I just pray that you will sit with the information that you are receiving. Let it marinate, register in your spirit. And there will be more and more, plenty of videos coming your way from me. I am once again Rachel 4D Fortune, the Psychic Socialite. Have a good one.